Mark Meadows may not be cooperating with the January 6th Select Committee anymore. In fact, he's actually suing them for completely baseless accusations, by the way, and that's a lawsuit that is destined to fail. But he's also already given the committee all of the information that he had. And what he's given them is an absolute treasure trove to show how diabolical their plan to overturn the November 2020 election truly was. One of the pieces of evidence that Benny Thompson, chairperson of the committee, released late last week showed that there was a PowerPoint that had multiple different options on how to overturn the election results, and one of them was truly more horrifying than the others. And this plan, which thank God never came to fruition, but the plan, the option, I guess, was to have the National Guard in all 50 states step in and take over the election. After, of course, the election had already happened. And what the National Guard was going to do, according to the PowerPoint, they would have, quote, a trusted lead counter would be appointed with authority from the POTUS to direct the actions of select federalized National Guard units and support from the DOJ, Department of Homeland Security, and other U.S. government agencies as needed to complete a recount of all the legal paper ballots for the federal election in all 50 states. So basically, you take the National Guard of every state and you say, listen, they're now in charge of all the election stuff. Give it all to them. POTUS gets to pick a trusted lead counter, somebody that's obviously going to be a loyal Trumper, and you're now in charge of overseeing all of it. You get to make the determination, and my DOJ, Homeland Security, they're all going to back you up. You get to determine which one is a legal ballot and which one is not. And only the paper ballots are going to be considered. All the electronic votes immediately get thrown out. Like, those don't even matter anymore. We have barely scratched the surface on how diabolical this administration was, on the lengths that they were at least considering to go to overturn this election. These should be prosecutable offenses. As far as I'm concerned, they are prosecutable offenses. They were developing plans to overthrow the duly elected government of the United States. That is treason. At the very least, it's sedition. Mark Meadows should be prosecuted. The person who came up with this little PowerPoint needs to be prosecuted. I don't know who that was yet. Donald Trump should be prosecuted. The fact that they even considered any of this as viable options to overturn an election, none of these people should see the light of day again. They should be locked in a prison for the rest of their lives. This is treason against the United States of America, and Merrick Garland, our Attorney General, isn't doing a damn thing about it. Merrick Garland needs to be forced out of office immediately. I'm not giving him any more chances. I'm not going to be one of those people like you see on social media, like, oh, just wait. Oh, he's so calculated. No, he's being a friggin' coward. The evidence is right there in the committee's hands right now. They were planning to overturn the government. And honestly, had that coup on January 6th not taken place, had the public not suddenly been laser focused on what was actually happening, I have no doubt they would have tried to do it. Other things distracted them. Other things exposed their plans. Had that not happened, we would be looking at a very different country than the one we're seeing today. And if Donald Trump runs for office again and manages to win, which is a real possibility, things are going to be so much worse than any of us even imagine. If he gets back into that White House, he's never leaving. I firmly believe that. And I'm not just saying that to scare people. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist. But I firmly believe if Donald Trump ever wins the White House again, he'll never leave. He'll stay there as long as his followers will let him, which would be until his last breath. This is how our country dies. When we see these traitors from inside our own government and we do not hold them accountable, America's already ended.